Hey y'all, I'm Liz,
And I'm Colleen.
and this is Mystic Midlife.
And I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in. We are on the eve of her 40th birthday, you guys. So she gets to join the 40 club finally.
Yes.
So we're just gonna, I don't know, talk to her about what it's like being in your 40s. It's been a while for me, but I know there's all sorts of changes, things that you probably never thought you'd be doing, things that you thought you'd be doing that you're not doing. I also want to know what you thought this would feel like.
Yeah, I think
any health things that are going on.
Yeah.
Any changes to your, well, we've already been talking about our spirituality quite a bit, but any changes to how you think about things, how your friendships have changed, all that kind of stuff. So I'm in interviewing mode now.
I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's different than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I would already be married, would have already had kids.
You had plans in your head.
I had plans in my head. I definitely, I think probably in my 20s, I never expected to leave California. Really glad that I did. And I moved across the country based upon a feeling and just was like, fuck it, let's go.
Which you wouldn't have been able to do necessarily if you were married and had kids.
Oh, yeah.
And had a life don't get me wrong, I did it, but that was because I had a reason to come out here.
Yeah.
Not just on a whim.
Yeah. And it started as a joke, and I was 30 when the joke happened.
Gosh, it's been 10 years?
Well, I moved here at 31.
Okay.
I had just turned 31.
Okay.
So yeah. So June something, like the first couple of days of June is when I got here. Okay. Like June 2nd, maybe June 3rd. I don't know.
We'll have to have an anniversary party.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad I moved across the country. I definitely, that was an initiation of itself. I feel like 40 is another initiation, a different type of I've been seeing things on Instagram where it's like, oh, your 40s is like, you're becoming your 15 or 16-year-old self again, but loving her this time. And I feel that.
I feel like it progressed that way through my 40s.
Yeah.
But I was distracted because I had gone back to school for another degree and I'm doing it again. What the hell am I thinking? But also still had teenagers in the home. Ended up going through a divorce, multiple moves, and then the whole COVID thing happened in my late 40s. So I was 47 when all that went down.
Oh, yeah.
So I think there was just a lot of things that maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I was supposed to.
Well, and I think that's...
Or didn't pay as much attention as I should have.
Well, and I think for a lot of women when they hit 40, because they do have all of those things, it is this whole other experience.
Whereas you can focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
great.
And I think that's why it feels so different for me, because it's like, oh, I'm turning 40, but I'm like, in my mind, I'm still in my 20s. And I've said this to so many people. I'm like, how am I this much of an adult? I don't feel like this big of a grown up. And it's probably because in my mind, how we were raised and taught life is supposed to go. You know, by the time you hit 40, you're supposed to have already had kids. You should still be married, ideally, or have gone through a divorce.
Yeah, according to what we were taught back in the day. Yeah.
And then
or what you saw as an example.
Exactly. And then you would own a home, and it's like, I still rent an apartment.
You and just about everybody else in
so
millennial wise or Gen Z. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, I probably pay
because who can afford something 8 to 10 times their income.
Well, but I'm like,
for a tiny little starter house.
Yeah, but it's funny because I'm like, most of my friends, their mortgage is actually less than what I pay between my rent here and my studio.
Because they got it at the right time when it was 3% interest.
Yeah, exactly. And so, or
they better not let those houses go right now with the way things are going.
Truly. So it's like, yes, I do a lot of really grown up things. And yes, I am a full blown adult.
Well, yeah, and you're emotionally mature too.
Yes, I've worked very hard on that.
No, but you have this. But maybe you have this self-focus that you needed for yourself back when you were a teen or in your 20s?
That's something, okay. So
something that we didn't really have the emotional maturity for yet.
No, well, and here's what I literally was just having this conversation with a friend on the phone yesterday about, like, he was giving me shit about like astrology and of course, but so my birth chart, my north node is Aries and my south node is Libra. And so those two, like Libra is more focused on relationships.
I'm a Libra.
Yeah. And so like, and they say that like your south node is what you come into this life already having mastered.
Okay.
And what your initial way of doing things is, which I was a mother of my friends. Like my nickname in junior high, the nickname I was given was soccer mom, because I did all the girls on the soccer team, I used to braid their hair at lunch. And then
did you provide snacks?
I mean, I literally, okay, Colleen, I shit you not. Every single day in junior high, I had everything you could possibly fucking need in my bag. Like anything anyone could possibly need, because
always prepared.
I have been the prepared mom of the friends for the majority of my life.
Yeah.
And then that just continued on throughout high school. And so like then the nickname turned into Mama Liz. And so it was like, I've already mastered that and like done the relationship, like the hardcore relationship thing. And then Aries is like the fool. Aries is the child of the
adventurer,
yes, the one who is the first to go and like
the instigator sometimes.
Yes. And so I was like, oh, like that's where I'm feeling. I'm like, maybe that's your
lesson this go round.
Yeah. And I think maybe more of that independence. Not that I don't want certain things. Like I absolutely want partnership in this life. But I think maybe part of the reason it hasn't fully happened yet is because of the fact that I am still, I guess, not needing to, but like my soul's like, girl, let's like really, really figure out who we are first and like enjoy other aspects.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like I'm finally able to express myself more. I don't care nearly as much. Like I am the villain in some people's stories. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm the weird girl in some people's stories. I'm okay with that.
I'm always the weird girl in people's stories.
We're okay with this.
I like it.
I mean, but like I'm okay with whatever label people want to give me, because that's whatever their experience.
We are the weirdos, mister.
I know.
No, from Never Mind the Craft. Okay, sorry.
Yes, no, I remember.
My stupid references to movies.
No, but it's such a good movie.
Yeah, such a good movie. Anyways.
But yeah, so I think that's something that I'm feeling more so. Like, I don't know, a friend came over and dropped something off yesterday and was just like, your house is definitely like a Barbie house. And I was like, okay, but I don't fucking want white walls. Like
it's bright.
It's bright. It's fun. It's patterned.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got glitter shit everywhere because it makes me happy.
Disco balls.
Yes. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I want.
You have a full life.
I want joyful things around me. Yeah. And I think like even with like friendships, I'm like, I've cut the fat over the last handful of years. And when I say cut the fat, I just mean like people that I no longer resonate with, or people that I don't feel like I can fully be myself around.
That doesn't mean that you're rude or there's some big fight or blowout or something, but things just kind of fade away sometimes.
Yeah. And just really wanting to be around people that are okay with every facet of who I am and enjoy every facet of who I am and allow me to be who I am.
Yeah. And it'll just get better.
Yeah.
By the way, like as you get into your 50s, you really don't give a shit.
Yeah. Like the fucks have just flown away.
Yeah. There are zero fucks given at this point.
And I love that.
Yeah. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. You still want to be a good, kind person. You care. But
as far
especially for people that are toxic or negative, it's just kind of like, no, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't have the capacity to deal with this. So I'm going to focus on all the things that make me happy and the people that are positive in my life. So.
Well, and it's not devoid of empathy though either. So it's like understanding, okay, so this person may feel this way about me because of X, Y, and Z, but then still just getting really good at discerning whether that relationship will still be fruitful and if this is like a moment.
And understanding that you can't fix other people's problems.
No, because I have done that and I feel like, not that I've fixed it, I have inserted myself in hopes of helping people in the past, of being like, oh my gosh, you're making bad choices. But I feel as if in those times,
being a fixer feels good.
But I've taken on their karma, then additional karma that I wasn't meant to take
on their stuff.
And then it would either side rail me, or it would just postpone
your things,
my blessings
getting handled.
Yes.
Yeah.
And exactly. Or forward movement. And so I think that's now I'm really trying to be as hands off as I can be, while also being kind, while also being understanding, while also being loving and empathetic. But it's not my job to fix people anymore.
Only people you can fix is yourself.
And even that's really hard. Yeah. But even
can't even fix your pets,
right? The sweet babies.
Yes, the sweet babies.
But yeah, I think that that's something that, and like in past relationships, when things have like been done, or like there's been a situation where I'm like, oh, this is not okay, that like X, Y, and Z. Even when after I've made the decision, I'm done, I'm walking away, sometimes I have felt like, oh, I need to say something, and I need to like get my last words out or whatever. I need to teach them, or I need to tell them, these are all the ways that you're doing it.
Need to make them aware. Yes.
Okay. But the thing about that,
number one, they don't care, or number two,
sometimes they do care, and they absolutely take heed to it.
Yeah.
And then they end up fixing it, and they're better for the next woman. I'm done with that.
From a relationship perspective, understood. Okay.
Yeah. That shit, no thank you. I'm not going to help you be a better man for the next woman.
Yeah. Like, figure it out on your own.
Figure it the fuck out on your own.
Yeah.
And also, if I've already made the decision to walk away, I don't need, I already have closure.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Oh gosh, I've learned that in the past couple of years. You don't need closure.
No.
The closure was the behavior in the first place. We've gone down the relationship. Yeah, the closure was when something bad happened.
And it wasn't in alignment with what you
don't need any explanation for why that bad thing happened. It happened.
Yeah. Just walk away.
Run away. Run away. Anyways, so what do you think about that from a health perspective? How different your health is?
So, I mean, okay, so
because 40s is when I started noticing, I'm like, oh God, things have gone south. I need to start working on stuff.
So I have, in the last handful of years, I've definitely noticed that my body had been changing, and my cycle had been changing. I've been on HRT for almost a year now. Last year around this time, I was fucking psycho. Not like PMS psycho or anything like that, but I have never been an anxious person. And I've been a roommate.
Anxiety, sleep issues, all the standard, oh God, I'm in my 40s stuff. Yes.
But also I was anemic, so I wasn't hot flashes or anything. That was not an issue. But
you still got estrogen on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but girl,
it's the people don't realize in your 40s you may have plenty of estrogen, but it's going like this, and it's not going where it needs to go, and your progesterone's out of whack, and your testosterone's out of whack, and all that fun stuff.
Well, and I had all my hormones tested, and everything was in the fucking tank.
Yeah,
literally everything was at the very bottom of within normal range. And I'm like, oh, I'm feeling crazy. I've always been more of a depressive girl, not an anxious girl.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the fuck is this anxiety? This is wild to me.
I think anxiety increases for most women as we age.
Well, and I had no reason to be anxious.
I'd like to know what biologically is causing that.
Probably maybe the drop in testosterone, because getting on
sometimes testosterone can cause agitation,
more of that.
Though.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. Not in the doses that women are usually taking.
Yeah,
women tend to be on a dose about 1/10 of what a man would be.
That would make sense. Yeah, I do the pellet every so often, every handful of months. But yeah, so getting on HRT. Also, a couple years ago, GLP-1, super helpful. That helped with the what's this lipedema. That helped with that. That helped me with a lot of things. And I have adenomyosis, where it's like, yeah, where you have an abnormally large uterus. And so like that's something that causes like severe cramps and excessive bleeding.
Yeah, a lot of people do not realize that the GLP-1s really help out with a lot of the female
so many things,
disease mechanisms. So for instance, I had PCOS.
Yeah.
So had some issues when I was younger, but not anything serious enough that it did affect my fertility. For some reason, I had one of the types that didn't seem to stop me from getting pregnant.
Yeah.
But after my second pregnancy, when I had gestational diabetes, and everybody on my mom's side, well, not everybody, but many of the folks on my mom's side of the family have type 2 diabetes, and it starts pretty young. Went into that PCOS mode, and I've been on GLP-1s for a few years now, and it has been miraculous.
Yeah.
It straightened all of that out immediately.
Well, and it's helped me with so many
helped
things.
with weight loss too.
Yeah. And I've done it at such a like low dose that I want all the benefits of it without, you know, other things that are unenjoyable about it. But yeah, so I think like health wise, being cognizant, like I get my blood tested about every 3 months. I'm huge on that. Yeah, really big on that, so that I know everything that's going on.
That might be because we go to the same place.
Also that. But I think that that's something too. And I will say, like, it's been super helpful just to be more aware of the things that I need to be putting in my body and stuff like that. Protein has been massively helpful, big time. So I think that's been good.
Supplements that we're not making any recommendations here. No. And I am not your clinician.
No,
so, but like, just a lot of things, all of a sudden the focus shifts from always just thinking that your body's going to take care of itself in your 20s and 30s.
Yeah. And you got to do the
and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute here. I am looking at, in a relatively short period of time, moving into older age.
Yeah.
What's going on with my muscles, my bone density, my flexibility, my strength, big time. Am I setting myself up for having diabetes, cardiac issues? That was what really motivated me. Gosh, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, oh boy, things are headed the wrong direction. Now have zero issues with cholesterol, with blood pressure issues. My A1C looks great.
Yeah.
And it was headed towards diabetes. Yeah. All of that just by changing habits, exercising, GLP-1s. I use a low dose, but you know, sometimes people require higher doses. Yeah. Especially if they already are specifically type 2 diabetic. But it changed my life as far as from the female disease perspective.
Absolutely.
PCOS is a bitch.
Yeah. And
though once I went through menopause, that probably would have eased up in many ways on its own.
What is how do you pronounce it?
Adenomyosis.
Yeah, that.
And then there's also probably to some extent endometriosis as well.
Which
I had issues with endometriosis when I was younger.
Well, I've never been diagnosed with that. I have had cysts that they did see when I was very young, but I've never been diagnosed with any of it.
Everything's so related to each other.
That's the thing is like PCOS apparently in pronounce it again for me.
Adenomyosis. I think I'm right on that one. I don't have my NP in women's health yet, but it's coming.
Yeah. So, but they apparently present very similarly to each other as far as like what you experience. And so there's that whole thing. So like, and that is something that the like last couple of years have been rough as far as like absolute hemorrhaging every single month. And, you know, getting on HRT has helped that to an extent. And then also getting iron infusions consistently has been helping with that. And so like, yes, my health is absolutely my focus. And part of that too, I think, is like a handful of years back was starting to learn a lot about the whole cortisol factor and the stress and everything like that.
And how important sleep is. Oh my God.
Yes. Well, sleep for me, I do relatively well with less sleep compared to other people. And sometimes when
I
get more sleep, it's not good for me. So it's
Yeah.
like I have to find that happy medium. But if you were to see a picture of me when I was 34, you would see a completely different woman.
Oh, same with me.
Like 30, 32, 33, 34. I was so inflamed. I was so unhappy.
Moon face. I had the moon face.
Horrible moon face. My cortisol was through the roof. I had not happy living situations. I had unhealthy working situations, and like where it was just toxic work environments, one after the other, and it was not good. It was not good. I was still drinking.
I had that issue in my 40s. Unfortunately, you're learning it earlier, thank God, and that's part of the reason that we did this podcast too. Is like we want to
share,
especially for our younger millennials and our Gen Z friends. Start focusing on this shit earlier so that you don't do the damage. Yeah, big time.
Well, and I think the fact that those were my stressors, and I started working on changing those stressors and removing those stressors from my life.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Just a bit later.
And it helped immensely as far as like my health, but also like my mindset and, changing that. Like I look way better now than I did then. I feel like I look younger now.
I think I look better too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, you remember me from like 6 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, one of my friends, her son just had his birthday. I want to say he just turned like, oh gosh, was that 7 or 8 years ago? Anyway, she had a picture of me holding him when he was a baby. And she showed me the picture and I was like, who's that?
Girl.
It took me a hot second to realize it was me. and like you were saying, the really heavy moon face. And like I just looked inflamed. At the time, I was working as a hospice nurse. I was up on many on-call shifts overnight. I was stressed about my marriage. I had teenage kids. You name it.
Yeah.
Never sleeping appropriately. Yeah. Had just come off of working in a hospital on night shift. So God knows what kind of damage that did while I worked in the hospital during those years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and I think like I feel fortunate in a lot of ways that, and everyone's journey is different. Everyone's life experience is different. And so being the single childless one, yes, I was stressed also from douche ass dudes that I was fucking dealing with, which
I went through that in my late 40s.
Yeah, too, well, and that's also part of my journey as far as like realizing like, no, this is not for me. Like we don't need to be doing this. But I think that I'm very fortunate that I'm turning 40 and I really only have to worry about myself and my business.
Yeah.
And I do know that like so many of my friends have other things that they have to deal with or are stressed about or whatever. And so for them,
so you feel blessed about the lack of stress.
Yeah, the lack of additional responsibilities that I can really just focus on where I want like to be going and get even more clear on what I want my future to look like without having those additional stressors. Yeah. And so, I feel very fortunate, even though in my perfect world, I would have partnership. I don't know if I would say I would have kids now that I know who I am right now. I don't.
You never know what could come around the bend. I always tell people they'll probably never say never, but you are very strong.
Yeah.
And that maybe it's not met this time around.
Yeah.
That's not part of your lessons.
Well,
you may have learned that another time.
Well, that, but also it would take a hell of a fucking man to have this child.
Yeah.
Like it would have to be a very, very, very specific situation because I absolutely refuse to be the primary parent to sacrifice her career and her life.
There'd have to be more shared responsibilities.
Way more shared responsibilities because owning my own business and the way, like the type of business that I own, me having to take care of a sick child for one day affects 8 other people.
Yeah.
And their schedule and what they have going on with all of their kids and their husbands.
Yeah.
That I have already figured out.
Yeah.
To where it works with all of their schedules. So it's like, that's something where I'm like,
it could happen.
I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
And you're only 40. 40 looks really young to me.
Also, well, the fact that like based upon what my labs say, I'm more fertile now because my hormones are where
plenty
they should
of women
be.
are having I was just reading that it's not even uncommon in some women now to be late 40s, early 50s, still having some natural pregnancies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, the rate of infertility has increased and a lot of people are accessing IVF.
Yeah, which that's not
a lot of other things, surrogacy, you name it.
Yeah.
But things can always happen unexpectedly.
Yeah. So, if I were
use protection, girl.
I intend to. I intend to whenever that happens to pass my life again. Like right now, we're good.
Right now, we're good.
We're good. But yeah, so I think that that's something that I would never say never 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be very against adoption. I don't know if I'm against adoption anymore. Mm-hmm. But again, it would require a very specific relationship situation.
Yeah, you've just got certain boundaries and goals that you have.
Yes.
So that's normal.
Yes.
That's totally normal.
But yeah, so I think that I like going into this, I want to feel like the 16-year-old me again and really just enjoy her more.
Yep.
And I think that like I'm already on my way to that.
Yeah, but I want to say probably around 16, 17 is when I kind of started losing my self-focus.
Yeah.
So doesn't that make sense that that's kind of where you return to?
Yeah, it would. It absolutely would. And like,
and a lot of my confidence out the door after that.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, in certain situations, like I've always been very confident and competent in any like academic or work environment.
Same.
Those always.
So sometimes to my detriment.
Is it?
No, like taking on too many things sometimes in the past. Absolutely. And that kind of thing. Okay. And not being able to tell people no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That part I absolutely understand.
Yeah. And my mom, who's in her 70s, still hasn't learned that lesson. They'll just keep handing her stuff sometimes. So, got to be careful with that at any age.
Agreed.
No is a wonderful word.
It's a full sentence.
Yes.
It's a great one. But I think,
so I hope you have learned that.
I have learned that. I absolutely have learned that. And
you're many steps ahead of me.
I think that, I've always had the confidence when it comes to like that aspect of things. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes like the confidence within relationships kind of faltered for a while. And that has to do with, when you've had relationships that failed or, things like that.
I do think all of us were heavily affected by what was available also during the COVID years. I think there's a difference in everybody's mental health during those years and the availability of people online. And we've talked about that already before. So
I was going to say those,
I mean, but that's a good chunk of the time that you've been here.
Yeah.
For that dating experience. Same. I had some bad experiences during that time as well. So I'm just saying.
Oh, that part. Yeah. Cause I was like, those.
So you don't know how things are going to be moving forward with this new confidence, with this goal setting, with your boundaries now the way they are.
Yes.
This could be the time when you find what you're looking for.
Which I'm hoping. I'm very hopeful for the next decade. I'm hopeful that I will meet the right partner. Mm-hmm. I'm hopeful that I'll get to have the type of relationship that I have been trying to foster within myself and become the person I fully want to be in relationship and how I show up. And I am hoping and I am hopeful that I will meet a counterpart that has full reciprocity. Mm-hmm. Because that's been the issue.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, because I'm, it's like, this
and hopefully somebody that's had the same epiphanies.
Yeah. Also,
and the
like,
same
work
process.
on themselves.
Yes, that's really important.
That's the biggest thing, and like can address their own issues, and I guess just not afraid to try.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. 40s are going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited about a lot of different things. And I think there's like, I haven't painted in a really long time.
Yeah, do the hobbies, do the things that you enjoy doing.
Get back to that. Like, obviously, like, we love the plants, but there's a lot of things that I've kind of put down for a while. Mm-hmm. But you can't do everything all at once.
No.
And that's where it's like, okay, am I going to spend the hour that it takes me to get my workout in, mm-hmm. and, you know, when I get home from work in the evening, or am I going to spend that time painting? So it's like, I got to find time to do everything.
And there are changes in what you can do dependent on your age too. For instance, I rode dirt bikes growing up, you know that, when I was not growing up, but mostly in high school because of my association with my ex-husband's family and stuff. And they were, you know, my ex-husband raced and all that kind of stuff. Tried in my 40s to start riding again, bought a dirt bike, went out to visit one of my girlfriends in Texas who is an amazing like pro level rider, and she's like, let's go for a ride, and was going to borrow one of her bikes. And then we went to a dealership where she knew everybody, and I saw a great deal on a bike because of her, and I bought a bike and I rode it that day, and I crashed so many times, and I'm sitting there thinking, if I break my hip,
girl, you fucked.
Things are going to be real different this go round if I get injured. And so then I got scared. I got scared after that. I was like, wow, things are different. Your body is different. Your reaction time is different, those kinds of things. So maybe we can't always go back to the stuff that we loved when we were younger, but we can modify it. We can change it a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Of course, hobbies like painting aren't dangerous.
No, they're not dangerous. They're really fun. They're really fun. They're really, really, really calming.
Yes.
And I have like a whole room full of crafts.
I can get back into off-roading. I just need to be in a really comfortable car to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just like finding the things that we enjoy. I mean, also like in the last handful of years, like I got back in, I mean, I read for so long, but it was nonfiction.
Coming back
to fiction, and just
yes,
and
we've talked about that. Yes.
Yeah, so like things like that just really bring joy, and I want my 40s to be full of as much joy and whimsy and happiness that I possibly can, because this world is fucking weird.
And you got more than another 40 years to live.
Oh so yeah,
better
absolutely.
Enjoy it.
Well, what is it? The first 40 years of your life is just all research and development.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, I've done a lot of R&D. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's put some of this R&D to use.
Yep.
And play.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I do feel very fortunate now. I do have some friends who's like, their kids, they're hitting 40 and their kids are out of high school because they started very young.
Same like me, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, they're doing the same type of thing. But, you know, and then I have other friends that are in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
Or at the beginning of it, and they're like at the end of their 30s. Like,
oh yeah.
I just,
when I think about my grandmother had her first child at 16 and had her last child at 50.
Whoa.
Or 51.
Whoa.
Unexpectedly. And when I think about how she never really truly had a chance to focus on herself, 9 kids in that time period. Just constant. We are so lucky to be in the generation that we're in now, to have access to the healthcare that we have access to have access to the funds. And
40-year-old money is totally different than 16-year-old money or even 20-year-old money.
Just the ability to actually do things that we want to do.
Yeah.
That we really need to sit and think. My grandma, who I loved, my great grandma, who I adored, we have so much more that we are able to access that they were not. So I always say, live like they would have wanted to live.
Oh yeah.
Do all the things that they would have wanted to do.
Oh, for sure.
They're rooting us on from beyond.
From beyond. Yeah.
From beyond.
Yeah.
They're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I think even getting back to like the little, like I have a lot of friends who like grow their own gardens, or they do pottery, or they do like just do the things
that bring you joy.
And if you happen to be able to make some fucking money from it too, girl, do it. Do it. If you can turn your hobby into a side hustle,
Even if it's OnlyFans?
I mean, like that's a whole nother topic because I'm
I don't know if we have another pandemic again, it may get big again.
I hold two different thoughts about that. I truly hold two different thoughts about that. So
sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to go there.
Well, we can go there as part of the conversation in the future.
I'm okay. Yeah, we can talk about that later.
I actually do have a whole thing that I want to talk about with that might be included.
Situation. Okay,
that might be included.
We can go that direction.
But
these are all just our opinions, you guys, and our
musings.
Our musings, our what else do you want to call it? Observations.
Yeah.
And we could be totally wrong. Oh,
our hot takes.
I just hit my mic.
Our hot takes
on stuff, and you guys can completely disagree with us, and we love that. I wish you guys were here to argue with us about stuff, because that's what makes conversations so much fun.
It does,
and you learn stuff, and sometimes you change your mind on things.
Okay, so that is one of the things that I've absolutely learned in the last handful of years of how much, because I have a lot of friends that do have some very strong differing views than me, and I love that. Because I have learned things from them. They've learned things from me. And I think that we have lost that. And I'm hoping I
think it's starting to come back.
I think it is too.
I think it's starting to come back.
And I love that because it's like we can, in fact, hold two truths at once. And that is okay.
Yep.
And we are capable of that dichotomy. I love that. And it may sound weird and contradictive, but if you think differently than I do, I just want you to explain it to me so that I can see it from your perspective. Because we all have different life experiences and stuff like that. So if I can get a perspective from them, and it makes sense all of a sudden, especially if it's somebody you love and respect, and you're like, oh, okay. I can see how you would feel that way.
I can see how you feel. And actually, you might have just changed my mind.
Yeah. And that's something that I love being able to have those conversations. And I love being able to because
they're a lot easier as we age, and we're not worried about impressing other people. And we have a lot more self-confidence.
Well, that, and then we also have that sovereignty within ourselves where I'm like, I can have a conversation with someone who feels completely different from me. And even if we still have our separate views and we're going to stay in our separate views, I love that because I know who I am and I know where I stand on the issue. I want to know where you stand on the issue. And I'm okay. I don't need to convince you to be otherwise.
Yeah.
Because again, we're two sovereign human beings. Yep. We're two different entities with different
not necessarily anything that makes me special and right.
No. And that's, I think, as I've gotten older, I have learned to love that. I've always loved that. Like in college, the discussion classes we had. Oh God, what class was it? It was
actual debate.
Yeah, debate. Like in my poli-sci class. Oh, I had the best.
Yeah,
professor in poli-sci.
I hope that comes back more. I hope everybody feels free to talk about things
in a healthy way.
Especially in families and that kind of stuff.
Yes. So. My poli-sci professor was also the professor that I had for he taught, I think it was diversity in business or something like that. And he taught that class. And I had that class a couple years later. And both times we just had the best discussions in class, and he wanted everyone to express themselves.
He created a good climate for everybody to be able to participate.
And he never told anyone what his views were.
Yep.
And it was so healthy and so wonderful and so respectful. And like he was adamant about it being respectful. And so, but it was lovely. And I love when people can bring a topic to me that will then allow my brain to like ruminate on it and like think about it.
Yeah.
I just
think of how wonderful that'd be if all of the world governments took those classes.
Only.
A lot of them have degrees in political science. Did you not take any of these classes?
Yeah.
Anyways,
but no, I mean,
I'm not going to go that direction.
there's a whole lot to that.
Yes.
But yeah, it's so. I think I love every year I get older. I love that more.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's like not a flippant topic, but like something I don't even really care about.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. Tell me about it. Tell me what you're excited about. Like, I don't.
I was just talking to her about UFOs. She's like, I have nothing to give here, but cool.
I love it. Like,
yeah, because of course that came around the bend this week as well. Yes, everybody talking about that stuff.
Got to dive into it. I still need to dive into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that I'm excited for more of that in my 40s. I'm excited for learning new things. I'm excited for new experiences, new people, the same people, but in a new way. So I think it's going to be really good.
It's going to be really, really good.
Yeah. And again, I do feel like even though there are some things where I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. I already had that or whatever. I think I'm really thankful that my life has gone the way that it has.
Yeah.
And I do believe that things happen the way they're supposed to.
Yep. And I'm proud of your generation for figuring this out. The same way that I look at my daughter and who's 30 and I'm like, oh my God, she has so much more of this figured out than I ever did at 30. So I'm sorry, I'm going to go against, everybody's saying that as you get older, you always are like, oh God, the younger generations, they're all stupid. They all do this. I see a lot of hope.
I do too.
Because I think we are evolving and changing, and I do see some really good things.
I will say some of the Gen Z population is not as hard, doesn't have as strong of a work ethic.
I think it's just because of how different the work climate is. And I think also a lot of that has to do with what happened during COVID.
I think that was a huge impact. I do think part of it though too is because they were taught so much about the importance of mental health that they will immediately be like, nope, this is too expensive for me to run that risk of my mental health, which I do love that.
Yeah.
And I do love that they will call out some bullshit way faster than my generation will in an authoritative situation.
Yeah.
And I do love that.
Yeah.
So I think like there are some things where I'm like, oh
yes, we gotta keep being here for our baby sisters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or our children.
Yeah.
However that may be.
However it falls out.
Yes.
But yeah. So I think, I don't know.
I have a lot of respect for my kids, more so than I did earlier. I used to complain about stuff that they were doing and that kind of thing. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
They're just their own little, really cool package.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess on that note.
I'm excited to see what the next decade looks like for all the way around.
And I'll bitch about my 50s on my birthday in September.
Bitch about it or muse about it?
I'm going to muse about how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
Because really, I got to say, 50s have been the best thing so far.
I love that.
Anyway, all right, you guys. Let us know. Tell us some of your stories.
Share about your 40s.
About this stuff. Join in.
Join in on our chat.
And also, start sending us some topics you guys would like to hear us talk about too, because we'd really appreciate that. Yeah. We are going to have to start bringing in some of our friends from the outside pretty soon here too, especially talking about spirituality topics, the perimenopause topics, those kinds of things, hormones, etc.
Yeah.
So I think we might talk about that a bit more ourselves coming up here soon.
Yeah, more specifically. Yeah.
Just a little bit more
really dive in with you.
Because there's just all sorts of symptoms and different things that we can talk about.
Absolutely. I
am not your provider.
No. I'm not a medical professional, but I do love research. So
she does play one on TV. No, just kidding. Anyways, okay, you guys, thanks for coming and happy birthday to Liz.
Yay!
Yes, I'm not a good singer. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.